Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to this channel. If you're new here, my name's Maggie and welcome. If you're not already subscribed to my channel, go ahead and subscribe if you'd like, or watch this video and see if you kind of like my personality and what I have to say, and maybe then you could subscribe. If not, no worries, no hard feelings. But today I want to go ahead and do the planty juicy YouTuber tag. Juicy plant tuber YouTuber. Hold on. It's the juicy plant tuber tag. There you go. That's how you say it. And this is done by Julie over at Juju Succulents, or Julie Nicole on YouTube. And I absolutely love her content. Her plants are amazing, and yeah, I just like her aura as well when I watch her videos. But today I'm gonna go ahead and answer her question, but while I answer her questions, I'm also gonna go ahead and unbox a plant that just came, and I actually already have this plant, but the leaves on it are kind of making me very mad because the leaves that are getting produced, the new growth, is no longer as big as I want it to be. So I figured that I'm just going to get a second plant, and then hopefully it's going to grow better for me. I don't know if that's going to be the case or not, but regardless, I'm going to go ahead and unbox that while I answer these questions. So there is 11 questions, and I'm going to try not to skip any of them. And the first one is, what are the 3 most expensive plants you own? What were the prices and regrets? Alright, so that one I did think about because I actually had to look around my plants. But when I first started out with plants, I thought that anything above $30-$35 was outrageous and I would never actually spend that kind of money. And then shortly after that, my price range went up to $60, and then it went to $80. But where I feel most comfortable paying for a plant is around the $80-$70 range. But the 3 most expensive plants that I own or paid at the time, because there are plants that now I own that are more expensive, but I just got them in really good deals. So the first one was a Hoya variegata Weyetii, and it was from BWH. It was a really big pot. It cost me $90, but I really, really wanted it. It just didn't come in the great condition because it was such a big pot. All the soil was spilt out, and I'm still trying to save it. So yeah, that was that. And then the next one was also from BWH, and this was a string of turtles, and it was in a 6-inch pot, and I still have it. Absolutely beautiful. And I think that cost me anywhere from $80 to $95 as well. Some of their plant prices are actually steep, but I needed that plant last year, like in the fall, starting in October. I was on a hunt for this plant, string of turtles, Peperomia prostrata. I couldn't find it. So when I seen that BWH came out with it in January, I had to have it no matter the cost of it. So yeah, that was that. And then my third one, my most recent one, which is my cutting right over there, and that's an Albo Monstera, which is only 1 leaf, and that was $120 with shipping. Otherwise, like I said, I try to stay around $70 to $80. But yeah, so that's that. 2, what is the most you would spend on a plant? Well, kind of going off from number 1, I feel most comfortable around the $70-$80 price, but there are 2 plants that I bought this past month, so basically the month of March, and I bought a philodendron, a white princess, that you guys did not see in my March haul, and I paid $163 for that, and I'm so glad I was able to get a refund. It came with some kind of a fungal disease or something like that. It just came in rough shape. So I'm so glad that I was able to get a refund. I asked for an exchange for a different plant. They told me they didn't have it, but I'm glad that it worked out the way it did. And then another time I spent at NSE $159 plus shipping, so $169 on a Tag Constellation, and that came in awful condition. For some of her plants, she uses like triangle boxes, and they just came in completely smashed. The leaves were kind of wrapped into the wrapping paper that she put in there, and so I was able to get a refund for that as well, except it took quite some time, so I was stressing about that. So if I really like a plant, I would go maybe 150, but I mean, it all depends on my mood and everything. When I got the philodendron white princess, literally I woke up one morning, I had my computer right here in this room, and then my husband got up, he's like, what are you doing? I'm like, nothing. And I was ordering the white philodendron princess. But I guess it just wasn't meant to be. Anyways, I like to talk a lot, so let's get to number 3. Has your plant collection ever caused issues in your relationships? If yes, explain. Honestly, no. My husband is amazing. He's just very supportive. If anything basically that I want to do in life, very supportive, non-judgmental. He actually really likes the plants that we have, I feel like, because whenever I try to sell something, he always asks me like, no, don't do it, just keep it, blah, blah, blah. Or if something's going like really bad, like a plant is dying, I just kind of want to, you know, get rid of it. And he's like, oh no, try to rehab it. But anyways, yes, so he is very supportive, and no, there have been no issues because of plants. Number 4, has owning plants interfered with travel plans? And I would say no. When we first got married many years ago, we thought that we were gonna travel, but then we didn't because we got dogs and we got a house, and I am kind of a homebody. I've always wanted to go to Greenland, I want to go to Iceland, I want to go to Thailand. There's so many places I want to go. But I like just being home. I like going to the mountains. I love exploring what the states here in the United States have to offer and just going on road trips and anything. But thus far, my plans have never really come into conflict with our travel plans. Number 5, have you killed a plant intentionally? Yes, I have. So my first plant that I ever killed was when I first got into plants. I probably had like 7 or 9 plants, and it was a button fern, something like that. It's like the little fern with like little circles for their leaves. Did not like it. It was in a terracotta pot. At the time, I didn't realize how much water ferns need, so I just put it in a south window in the bathroom, and I just let it kind of crisp up. Yikes. Number 6, most stressful part about owning plants. I would have to say that the most stressful thing about owning plants is pests. Now, mind you, nobody likes to do anything with pests when it comes to that. But me, I'm on another level. So if I find a pest, I go through every single leaf, and anything that came close to that plant, it's gone. It's pretty bad. But that's like the most stressful part about owning plants is just pests. But if I find a pest on a plant, that plant is more likely not going to end up being in my collection for longer than that day. So it always ends up basically outside. I let it die, or I just toss it if it's like a really bad infestation. Don't judge me. I'm sure I'm not the only one. 7, if you were all allowed to have 3 plants in your collection, which ones would they be? I should have thought about that. That's a hard one because there's so many plants that I have, like this Monstera that I got from Home Depot for like $17 that I love, but it's not like one of my top 10 plants. So that's very hard. Okay, but I'm gonna try to pick 3. If I had to pick 3, I would pick my philodendron pastozanum, because my husband got that for me for Valentine's Day and I'm a sentimental person, so I'd pick that. I would pick string of turtles, my very first one, because I wanted that for the longest time. And plants number 3, that's a hard one. Let's see. My philodendron melanochrysum. So those are the 3 plants that I would definitely want to keep if worst case scenario. Number 8, what's your opinion on the rare plant hype? Well, you know, it is what it is. If people could afford it and they like the plant and they're not just getting it just so they could flash it and be like, oh, this is what I got. So it's kind of like the Aglaonema tricolor. I don't understand it. It's a beautiful plant, but seeing that it goes for $250, $300, especially when it first came out, was just absolutely insane to me. However, if somebody actually has the means to get those kind of plants, they really enjoy the plants, then why not? I feel like the one plant that I really have that is like the hype was the Albo Monstera, and for months I just never wanted it. And then recently my friend was telling me that she's gonna give me a cutting of hers, and then after that I kind of went crazy, but I'm not gonna see her for a very, very long time. And after she said that, I just felt like I need it in my possession. So I got myself a cutting just because I wanted the cutting. So I do think that's very rare, but I also think it's a big hype about the Albo Monsteras. But at the same time, it took me probably like 5-6 months to get around to it and actually even purchase a cutting. I hope that answers the question. Number 9, have you ever purchased a plant just because it was trending and you don't like it that much? No, I have not. Pretty much every single plant that I purchase, well, actually, I don't know if that would make it as an impulse. I suppose. Okay, so actually, yes, Philodendron Jose Bueno. I would consider that to be an impulse buy, and therefore, like, it was also trending at the time, and probably still is, I don't even know. But I seen it that this one girl, Irene, I would just consider her a friend from Florida, she had it, and I thought it was absolutely beautiful, and I started seeing it trending, and then it was just a complete impulse buy. They were doing a restock on a Wednesday, and I was out to get my very first Albo Syngonium. This was back in January, and then I've got the Albo Syngonium, and I seen that the Jose Bueno was still in stock, and I got one. But that didn't really last that long. I just didn't like it. I don't like anything that I buy with an impulse, and then so I ended up reselling it to my friend Abby. So yes. Number 10, do you think having a plant collection is bad for the environment? Yes and no. Well, of course it is, because cutting down these plants, depending how they are taken from their natural environments, you know, things like that. Also, packaging and pollution because of USPS or UPS or however these get transported from point A to point B, blah 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 blah. There's just so much that goes into this, but at the same time I feel like there's so many worse things that we are doing as a society, as human beings, to this environment that is just so much worse beyond just collecting plants. But that's just another passion of mine. So that's where I'm gonna leave it at. Number 11, how much would someone have to kill you? So how much would someone have to pay you to kill your favorite plants? So I have quite a few plants that I like the 3 that I mentioned earlier. I also love my Hoyas, my Hoya Kalimantan, my Hoya linearis, and I would probably say I'm not really like a person that gets too attached to things, but perhaps if they would triple pay me what I originally paid for, so therefore I would be able to get that plants again and then have extra money. That probably sounds so bad, but those are the 11 questions for the juicy YouTuber plant tag. I hope I don't offend anyone from those answers that I just shared, but I'm gonna go ahead and now open this plant that just came in today. And I got this from a Etsy seller. And like I told you guys, I already have this plant, but I really wanted another one and see how it's gonna grow for me. Considering the one I already have, the new growth on it, the leaves continue to be smaller and smaller, so alright. Okay, she's packaged this really well. Ooh, look at this. I'm not sure if she meant to put this in there, but that is so cute. It's like a little cactus pen. So when I purchased this plant from her, I read her item description and things like that, and she grows these plants outdoors, and you know, it's her only business and her means, like her income is what comes from these plants. And so she said, just be very careful when you purchase it from her, because she doesn't want to do returns and things like that, because sometimes people complain in regards to the plants that they bought because there's like a little bite from a caterpillar or something on these plants. I don't know if that makes sense, but basically just to know what you are ordering, and that the fact that these plants do live outdoors. All right. Alright, so she has wrapped it up like this. So I did want to purchase a heat pack, but she didn't have any left. So she just told me that she's going to wrap it up very carefully, which she really has. Alright, so it looks like this plant is quite wet. Not sure if you guys could see the paper on that, but it is super duper wet. I'm gonna go ahead and put it in here. Alright. As long as it's in good condition, that's all that matters. But it looks like it's gonna be a huge plant. Ah, I see. Okay, so there's a bunch of moss. But the moss is actually dry. Oh, okay. I gotta be more careful with that. Ooh, that is beautiful. Beautiful. However, ooh, it's kind of had, oh gosh, it had a rough shipping. I don't know if you guys could see that, but a lot of the soil is spilt out. And I think the thing about this is that the box was a little bit bigger than it should have been for this plant, and perhaps if this packaging of the inside of the box was like taped down into the box, it wouldn't have moved around that much. But I don't know, lately I just have not the best luck with ordering plants online. They've been kind of coming in, you know, all over the place. Alright, so I'm sure you guys could tell what it, oh no, it lost a leaf. No. Alright, but it has a node. Alright, so this is the beautiful Philodendron Brantianum. And I am bummed a little bit how it's come. Gosh. Alright, but I hope that I could just clean it up. Could you guys tell in my voice when I get sad? I just get really quiet and just like don't have anything to say. Aww. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and clean this guy up. I don't know, I'm probably not going to reach out to the lady, considering that she had in her description to just accept the plant as it is. And honestly, it's still a beautiful plant. It's probably just because USPS is, you know, doesn't know how to handle packages correctly. But I hope you guys enjoyed this juicy plant tuber tag and me unboxing this tragic plant. No, it's gonna be fine. It's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and end it there. It's a beautiful day out today, and I'm gonna hopefully save these little guys, and that is about it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to give it a like, and I'll see you guys in the next one.